This is Reality Dispatch, written by Jim Mintz.
The bag dangled from the chains attached to the ceiling like a cow carcass. 2 years later, Foreman would watch as a fictitious contender pummeled carcasses, breaking their ribs in the process. This idea sprung from George's suggestion when a Hollywood consultant asked him his opinions on various training routines for those who come from underprivileged backgrounds. "That's what I'd do if I didn't have means," George had told the producer. But that conversation was years away, and what lay in front of him in the hot, humid Zaire sun was the bag. The divots in its 100-kilogram frame evident from the warm-ups punched into it in preparation for Ken Norton. Or was it the Frazier bout? George couldn't remember. All that he did know was that he always began his training regimen on a new bag with a flat exterior so that his fists could make their mark and his knuckles could be conditioned to the pounding they would be delivering. They had sent over his old bag by mistake, and it was all that he had to prepare himself for the rumble in the jungle that would take place in 5 days. He punched into the bag and concentrated his blows below the waist, which had the most concentration of weight, thus allowing his hands to condition. There was a danger in focusing his blows so low, as he might instinctively drop his gloves during the fight, and Ali was someone that needed to be taken down above the neck. He was a smart fighter. That was his strong suit. That's what needed to be eliminated first. George was confident he could end the fight in 2, maybe 3 rounds. His strength was his hooks, especially his unsuspecting left, which he could produce to lethal effect. This is what made him the champion and gave him the ability to take down heavyweight greats such as Norton and Frazier. Ali was older, past his prime, and had been defeated by every fighter that Foreman had considered to be a walk in the park. The fight should be a breeze if all goes to plan, but still he wished he had a new bag. He pounded the leather just as the media arrived to document his regiment. The usual barrage of questions arrived. "Hey George, Elise says he's wrestled with an alligator in preparation for this fight. What's your comment?" George didn't have one. Not verbally. He pounded the bag with a left that echoed throughout the gym. "George, what is your response to Ali's claims that he has handcuffed Lightning and thrown Thunder in jail?" Came another silly question that was trailed by a handful of chuckles. Foreman hammered the bag louder. This time, dust drifted from the ceiling and showered the congregation of cameramen and sports journalists. "George, what about Ali's claims that you're not smart enough to win this fight and that he'll have you on the canvas in under 2 rounds? Came a third and final question. Foreman drew back his right arm and laid waste to the bag with an impact so mighty that the chain holding it to the eyelet in the ceiling sprang apart, and the bag accelerated to the floor with force. A flash of camera bulbs erupted as the moment was caught on celluloid. "That's my answer," Foreman said as he unraveled the tape from his fists and proceeded out of the gym. Dick Sadler, Foreman's trainer, not usually one to engage with the pizzazz of the media, addressed the milieu in Foreman's absence. "Did you get that? No further comments," he said with a chuckle to himself. He trailed off into the change rooms provided by the school hall that was temporarily refurbished to accommodate the Ali and Foreman training schedules. George had his head tilted over a drinking fountain and didn't bother to look up as Sadler arrived. "Don't listen to him, George. Ali is old, past his prime, and not even half the fighter you are. Even in his prime. This is just psychological warfare. You have to rise above it and treat Ali the same way you treated Frazier. He is a bag with legs. What do we do with bags? We pound them. We destroy them," he yelled, smacking the wall with his palm. "I don't need your pep talks, old man. I know who I'm facing on Saturday night. Nothing. I'm facing nothing." George returned his mouth to the water stream and quenched his thirst. "You looked good out there. You should take the rest of the day off. Have a sauna or something." "You don't need to work yourself too hard," Sadler suggested. George stood up to face his trainer, insulted at his relaxed approach. "Get my bag back on that hook, old man. We ain't done here today." Sadler took a step back when he saw the anger in George's eyes. "And what the hell are you doing about a fresh bag? How the hell am I supposed to put Ali on the ground if I'm working on a dented bag? I need a new one here now. Hell, I need a new one here yesterday. Fuck that. Get me 2 new bags. 3. I will destroy every single one of them before I destroy Ali. Give me what I need, goddammit, Foreman said as he planted his fist through the door of an unused locker situated next to the entrance of the showers. The locker caved in completely. Sadler walked over to his fighter and placed an arm on his shoulder. What the hell did I tell you? It's psychological warfare. Don't let it get to you. That's how you lose fights. Ali is the master of shit-talking. He won a gold medal for talking bullshit. That's how he wins. He convinces you that he is your equal when he is not. Sadler explained. You saying he's going to win? George demanded as he pulled a bloody fist out of the broken frame of the locker. No! Then why the hell do you talk like that? George pushed past his trainer and left the locker room. A flash of light emitted into his eyes. He was blinded by its pulsating blast. Then another emerged and another and another. Soon there were thousands of pulsating blasts of white light burning deep into his retina. He was blinded by them. He could not see Ali, who was somewhere in the ring with him. It was loud. Too loud. There were thousands more people in the arena than Foreman could have imagined. Ali was tall. Foreman could make out his shape, but not his facial features. The bell was seconds away from ringing, and Foreman felt something that he had not experienced in quite a long time. Fear. Get ready to be stung, said Ali's unmistakable voice. The bell rang 3 times.
For more stories of fact-based fiction, head to jimmins.substack.com.